we did the Mexican drug cartel, as you can see.
So one of the bigger cartels in Mexico is the Sinaloa. It was created by Hector Luis Palma Salazar, otherwise known as El Güero. Used to be named the La Alianza de Sangre, which means in Spanish Blood Alliance. Then El Güero was arrested on June 23rd, 1995, leaving Joaquin Guzman Loera, or otherwise known El Chapo, in charge.
Oh, we know he's in jail right now. Anyway.
Alright, so El Chapo, he was, the United States Department of Treasury considers him to be the most powerful drug trafficker in the world. He escaped maximum security prison twice, once in 2001 and another time in 2014. He was ranked first on the Forbes billionaire list in 2009. He dropped down since then because they don't know exactly how much money he has. Alright, so the location of the Sinaloa cartel is, it's like all this blue, so they have like the most territory.
Oh, no, wait. Alright, operations, like, they like to smuggle throughout the states, like cocaine, marijuana, and like heroin from like Southeast Asia, or yeah, whatever. And just meth, yeah. And then Mexican drug cartels make like $64.34 billion a year.
Alright, so what Colombian cocaine is, it's so a kilo, which is a brick, it weighs 2.2 pounds and is worth up to $2,000. And then once it gets to Mexico, it can be sold for $10,000. Then once it crosses the border, people buy it for like $30,000. Then if when it reaches New York, people buy it for like up to $100,000 for a brick.
Alright, so like basically the biggest killings is Boca del Rio massacre. The Sinaloa cartel dumped 35 tortured bodies along the road. In Nuevo Laredo, where like most of the people here in Marshall are like from, 14 people were like in trash bags, were left like outside the city hall. A lot of people, like drug cartels, like to hang them off bridges and just leave them there and like write words with like their blood and everything. And then another one in Nuevo Laredo, the golf cartel. Oh, it's the same thing I just said.
So, why are they killing people?
Usually they have to do something with like the drugs, like they own money, or
So, like the golf cartel is in another group's territory, so they kill them to like show that they have like dominance, I guess, in that area. And then, but like so this last Nuevo Laredo one, the golf cartel were killed by the Zetas, and then the Sinaloa and golf cartel like kind of are like partners, I guess. And so they both went together and killed 14 Zetas members and like cut their heads off. But so they left the bodies like outside in a vehicle outside the mayor's office, and then like outside his office they put the heads in an ice chest. So
these are like the biggest drug bust. 2010, Mexican authorities recovered 105 tons of marijuana worth $425 million after a shootout. All the packages had a Homer Simpson on it with a line in Spanish that said, "I'm going to get high, dude."
What did the authorities do with all that weed?
That's what we couldn't find, because we always wondered that, like, what do they do with it?
They burned it. They destroyed it. Like they incinerate it.
I know in some big cases they keep it in storage for like evidence and stuff.
Yeah.
Just keep it in the bag.
well, I mean, as you can see, that's a lot to keep, so I'm guessing they destroyed it, and if they didn't keep any of it, they probably just kept like one of these like packages. Alright, so this is another cartel group, it's Los Zetas. This is their like logo, I guess. So, and then their territory is like all this like tan, pinkish, whatever color that is, like this one. So,
Alright, this group right here, Los Zetas, they had cops join into their group because the cops were scared of them. So like they just joined the group so that they wouldn't kill the cops, so they didn't do anything about it. Till like army people came. And not like barely any of them.
alright, some information. Right now, they're the largest cartel by like geographical presence, so like they cover the most area. They overtook the Sinaloa cartel like a year or two ago. They started out as an enforcer gang for the Gulf cartel, which now they're like rivals with. They're mostly made up of special forces operators. So their military training helped them gain power and territory because they could easily fight off other people who weren't trained as well. So this is Omar Trevino Morales. He was the leader of the Zetas cartel, and then this is a video of like his arrest, and the video like talks just information about him too.
Omar Trevino Morales was arrested on March 4th during a non-violent raid at a luxury home in San Pedro Garza Garcia. Morales is the suspected leader of the Zetas drug cartel, a particularly violent gang that originated from an elite army unit. Morales, also known as Z42, had a $2 million reward out for his capture on weapons, organized crimes, drug smuggling, kidnapping, and murder charges. Morales took over as leader of the Zetas gang following the arrest of his brother Miguel Angel in 2013. A team of military soldiers and police made the arrest and have since transported Morales under high security to Mexico City. The capture comes days after police arrested Servando Latuta Gomez, bringing a surge of good news for the Nieto administration. For Newsbeat Social, I'm Emily Mowry.
Alright, so this is like a comparison the U.S. and Mexico in drug homicides. So in 2007, in the U.S. there's 590 homicides, and then in Mexico there's 2,595, and in Mexico is 29.3% of all the homicides in Mexico, and then in the U.S. it was only 3.9. And then in 2010, the U.S. was 463, which was 3.5%. And then Mexico is 13,174, which was 54% of all homicides in Mexico. So, as you can see, it has jumped up a lot in 3 years.
Alright, yeah. This video of kidnapping. I got something to tell you guys after this.
Some very unique footage has surfaced that demonstrates the tactical details of a cartel-related kidnapping in Mexico. The incident occurred in the border state of Chihuahua. Let's take a look at the video. At the beginning of the film, the victim is in white pants at the corner of the store. In all probability, he's a drug dealer. He may have come out of the red pickup truck. We think this may have been his usual turf because he seems relaxed and there doesn't appear to be any security with him. It's also feasible he established a pattern of activity coming to this location regularly, or he may have been followed. The silver car is the first car you notice pulling into the store parking lot, followed by a convoy of other vehicles and trucks surrounding the area very quickly and efficiently. We think the silver car was the eye, or the command and control car that was leading the operation. By our count, 6 vehicles are in play by the kidnapped team. Notice the deployment of the suspect in the bottom right of the picture, who shoulders a heavy weapon and points it at the victim. Once the victim is grabbed and moved into the truck, The kidnap team appears to be disjointed and clumsy. Compared to their quick and orderly arrival, the team is much less orderly and slow to depart. A few takeaways. The kidnap team rolled in heavy with multiple vehicles and shoulder weapons.
Alright, so basically the cartel does this is usually just to get money out of people. Like in Mexico, if like people in the USA like go to Mexico and like they take like nice trucks and they usually plan on kidnapping them to take away all their money and then ask people contact their family and say, give us this much money and then we'll give you back your son or your family member or whatever. And then after that, they like take them to a place and then give them back if they give them money. But there was a story on this one dude that like they took away his daughter and like they asked for like this certain amount of money, but he only gave half of it and only gave half of the girl back. So it's messed up.
Which half?
That's a,
I don't know. He just said it was like
that's what really bad is here.
Alright, bringing drugs into the U.S., they do some crazy ass shit, dude. I swear. Alright, so what they do is like make tunnels. Like, I'm sorry, they do. It's like they make tunnels underground and like bring drugs in here, and then like they make fake carrots and like ship them to the U.S. like full of marijuana or cocaine and everything. Yeah, it was like a YouTube video.
I've seen every conceivable way of smuggling drugs into the United States. One case where somebody had heroin hidden in false buttocks on their body, and it actually exploded and killed the person carrying those, hiding drugs inside these gas tanks so that the customs people have to cut it open with a blowtorch. More recently, we've seen some incredible things like cartels using big catapults to simply throw drugs over the border, large catapults, and just put the drugs there and boom, over the border fence, and then somebody picks it up on the other side. I haven't seen a case of them using drones, but nothing is impossible.
So yeah, that showed like catapults, but there's some like weird ways too. Like they'll put it in like dogs, and then once the dogs get over, they'll just kill the dogs and cut them open and take it. It's gross. But if you want to go to the next slide. And then there's like they like try to get cars over, but this one got stuck because they made it too steep and they like caught on the fence. And then they make like fake watermelons and they would just fill them with marijuana.
And then right here, what they did was like take apart a headlight and then put the drugs in the headlight and then put the headlight back on and drove to the U.S. or wherever they were going. And that's like, you know, like the end of the Chromebook charger, but like a little thicker one. They put like drugs in the cord, and then that's how they used to ship it too. They do a bunch of stuff too, smuggle drugs too. And there's our links. Any questions?
How do they make the fake watermelons or carrots?
How did they make the fake watermelon? Okay. Well, the carrots looked like it was just like tape, but
Yeah.
I don't know what they make the watermelons of it.
You said something about like drug homicides. Like, what is a drug homicide?
So like homicides involving drugs. So
Like when they kill people.
Huh?
When the
like the people just like kill people. I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know. Why?
Any more questions?
Do you know how they make the tunnels or?
Or obviously they shovel it. I don't know how else you're supposed to make a tunnel. Shovel? I don't know how else you're supposed to make a tunnel.
They make it good.
Yeah, they make it good. That's what they did to Chapo.
Yeah, that was like a legit tunnel.
Those drug cartels, you guys, they own the police, they own part of the military,
They get help from the government too.
Well, the drug cartels hire construction companies and they scare them. Build a tunnel or you die. I mean, these tunnels have electricity, probably running water. I mean, they are legit tunnels that a construction company is contracted by these cartels to get El Chapo out. It's not like they dig a hole with a shovel, or like if you've seen Shawshank Redemption where he uses like a pickaxe like from his little rock collection. That's not how it works.
Oh, you gotta stop it.
Oh.